All right, so going to be doing another comic review, another book sent to me by my friend Chris. Thank you as always, brother. Today we're going to be talking about Spider-Man versus Predator. Yes, I know it's called Predator versus Spider-Man, and I always put this. It just like for some reason my brain just it makes more like sense because it was all like all the other crossovers were versus Predator, not Predator versus. So in my head, it just it just is better wording, I guess you could say. Yeah. So we're going to talk about Spider-Man versus Predator. This is the third in Ben Percy's Predator versus trilogy. It started with Wolverine versus Predator, which I think is still really good. I think it was clearly Ben Percy's like dream project. That, like he even said, that was his dream project, was Predator versus Wolverine. In fact, like I love this whole story of like when Marvel got the comic rights to Alien and Predator, he would bother constantly. He would constantly hound the editor-in-chief of Marvel and be like, "So Wolverine versus Predator? Wolverine versus Predator? Come on, let me do it." And he finally broke him, and then the comic got super popular, and then it was like, "So Black Panther versus Predator." And I'm going to make it a whole thing, and now currently, as of right now, the issues for Predator Kills the Marvel Universe are coming out. I am not reading that because I'm a trade guy, so it won't be till next year that I review Predator Kills the Marvel Universe. But yeah, so as I said, Wolverine versus Predator was awesome. I think it was really good. It was clearly you can clearly see it was Ben Percy's like dream project. Then we had Black Panther versus Predator, which was not great. In fact, by the end of it, I was like, thank God I'm done. But then when Spider-Man versus Predator was announced, everyone was like, oh man, Spider-Man versus Predator, that's going to be awesome. And I was like that too, because I was like, all right, this is a totally different take. And that's what I like, is that each of these versus Predator crossovers have been really unique. That's what I really like about Ben Percy, at least doing the Predator books, is that they've all had this level of uniqueness to them that has essentially, not make them feel like the same story over and over again. First one, it was the same Predator hunting Wolverine throughout the ages, because Predators are they live a long time too. In versus Black Panther, that one was about a group of Predators going to steal vibranium from Wakanda, which really doesn't make sense. But I admire the difference. In this one, this is the storyline I was really excited about, because now we're dealing with Bad Bloods. If you don't know what Bad Bloods are in Predator lore, Bad Bloods are essentially what they are honorless predators. They are honorless Yautja, which means these guys are dishonored. They're also psychotic and also don't kill for like sport or honor. They kill because they like it. And I even did an interview with Ben Percy, which I lost the video, sadly. I asked, so this Predator Skinner, because this was before, like when the comic was Spider-Man versus Predator was just about to come out. I asked him in this little MegaCon interview, so this Predator is a what we call in the lore a bad blood. Was that the idea? He's like, oh yeah, it was a bad blood. If you've ever heard Ben Percy talk, his voice really strong, like it just punches you in the face, and you're like, oh. So Ben explained that yeah, he was he's like, I asked the question was like, were you always a fan of like the old dark? Did you pull? No, I asked like, have you ever been a fan or have you ever read the Dark Horse Predator books? And he's like, oh yeah, all the time. Those were some of my favorite comics. So So I thank you, Ben Percy, for pulling all the Dark Horse lore that you could into the Marvel side of the Predator books. I only wish we got you writing the Predator books instead of Ed Brisson. Yeah, those Predator books sucked. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, getting back to this. So the story is that it is a hot summer in New York, and there's a killer going around brutally murdering people, leading to this predator, this Yautja right here, Skinner. And Peter is in this continuity, because it is a different continuity, he's with MJ and he's working at the Bugle. So Peter and Jameson are trying to figure out who this serial killer is in order to like put them behind, like to finally arrest them, not knowing it's an alien. However, there's another hunter who is on the case looking for Skinner as well, and that person is of course Kraven the Hunter. Which thank God, because like Kraven needed to be in this comic. Like there was no ifs, ands, or buts. Kraven 100% needed to be in this comic, or it was not good. What was the point? You have got to have, and I feel like there's a part of me that feels like Ben really wanted it to be Kraven versus Predator instead of Spider-Man versus Predator, because there's a lot more focus on Kraven some of the time than Peter himself. Yeah. Also, holy crap, Marcelo Ferreira, with the inks by Jay Leistein and Frank Diamarta. Hope I'm saying those last names right. I always feel bad butchering them. But holy crap. This is the best looking Spider-Man I have seen this is some of the best Spider-Man art in a long time. Like, this is amazing. Spectacular, even. Maybe even sensational. Perhaps even Peter Parker's Spider-Man. I'll stop. Anyway, so Peter is on the case, but however, there are three other Yautja who have arrived to kill the Bad Blood. Meanwhile, MJ and some other girl, which does not matter, are being chased by Skinner. This all culminates into one bloody fight with all parties involved. This is the bloodiest of the three comics. This is the bloodiest one by far. This is the most violent. This is the most graphic. I don't even want to show you. I don't even think I can show you some of the gore in this book, because holy Christ. This is the goriest Spider-Man book you will ever see. The Skinner lives up to his name, and it's very clear. Again, Ben Percy really took a lot from Bad Blood. So this is the most violent of the three, which is shocking because it's a spider. You'd think the Wolverine one or Black Panther would be violent. No, it's this one. But yeah. Now I have a few problems with this book. Everyone, like, I love how, like, everyone said, like, oh yeah, it's the Spider-Man versus Predator is awesome. Spider-Man versus Predator is awesome, and it is. I do think it has a lot of good to it. The problem is these two don't meet. Skinner and Peter never meet. Like Peter is there seeing some of the crimes that Skinner has committed, but he's never there. Kraven is the one who finds Skinner. And every time I say Skinner, I'm not talking about the principal from Springfield. I am talking about the Bad Blood. So yeah, it's two different stories. And also, for a book called Spider-Man vs. Predator, we don't get Spider-Man fighting Predators until the third issue. Keep in mind, this is a 4-issue miniseries. I've harked on this before, is like, sometimes these comics need to be a little long. Like, maybe these books should have been a little longer, like maybe give it 5 issues, because I feel like the first half of this comic is all about, like, it doesn't, like, it just feels like we're running in pace, where I'm like, okay guys, like, okay Ben, I know you I know you're really excited about doing this book, but like, this is supposed to be Spider-Man versus Predator, and we don't even get Spider-Man fighting those other fighting the Predator that he's meant to be fighting on the cover. It's more like Kraven's. It feels like, and I said this before earlier, where it really does feel like it's more of Kraven's book than anything else, and that really does bother me. I get that, like, again, I appreciate, because again, if you didn't have Kraven the Hunter in this book about hunters, then what was the goddamn point? Having said that, though, I also feel like Ben Percy really wanted this to be Kraven versus Predator and not Spider-Man versus Predator. The book also ends really quick. There's a like the final fight between Kraven and Skinner. It ends in one page, and the fights, while they are beautifully made, feel kind of confusing. And there are points where am like, oh yeah, this is a Spider-Man book. And the fight between Peter and the three Yautja that are here to kill Skinner, yeah, they basically feel kind of tertiary at the end of it. And also, this final book is more or less build up for Predator kills the Marvel Universe. So, yeah. All in all, for I feel like at the end of the book, because it ends so fast, it just ends so fast. I don't know if Marvel just told him, "Hey, finish this in 4 issues," which is weird because at least Wolverine versus Predator was really well paced, but Black Panther versus Predator also had. I also feel like Predator versus Black Panther versus Predator also had a pacing issue. I don't know. I feel like Marvel should just let Percy do maybe 5 or 6 issues to get the whole story out. I don't know what it is. And it's also weird because, again, I feel like Alien versus Avengers was paced. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, is Spider-Man versus Predator good? I think it's good. It's definitely better than Black Panther versus Predator, and I think it's the second best in the trilogy. Wolverine versus Predator, that was clearly what Percy wanted to do. And now it's become a whole trilogy, so we'll see how this saga ends and Predator kills the Marvel Universe. Yeah. But all in all, I think, again, Ben Percy clearly knows his Predator stuff. He's also got a solid voice for Spider-Man. I don't know if I'd want him to do an ongoing Spider-Man, but I think he's good enough. But definitely I would love to see him do more Predator. Even if he doesn't do any more crossovers, maybe Marvel could just bring back the Predator title and give it to him, because I feel like he clearly would do a better job. Anyway, so I think it's definitely the second best, but if you're going to do a book called Spider-Man versus Predator, give me Spider-Man versus Predator throughout the book, not just wait till issue 3 in a 4-issue miniseries. But yeah, so there you go. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of Spider-Man versus Predator? Like it, hate it, comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. See you next time in the Multiverse.